All right, question today about education. So my wife and I were discussing the merits of different methods of education. Can you talk about why you started a movement of brick and mortar schools rather than homeschooling co-ops?
Okay. So there's a practical answer to this that's very easy. Okay. And then there's a more complicated answer. I will give you both. The practical answer is Logos School opened its doors in 1981. And I began working on it in the late 70s. So my daughter Becca was born in 76, and we began working on it when she was a toddler. So 78, 79, somewhere in there is probably when I began working on putting together a steering committee, and we began thinking about it. And I'm pretty sure that at the time, I had never heard of homeschooling.
Okay,
right? It just wasn't a thing. Now, once we started Logos School in 81, the classical Christian school movement started to develop, and really took off in the 90s, really. But homeschooling exploded in the 80s, right? And by the time it showed up on the radar screen as a thing, we already had our brick and mortar school. So why didn't you take that plane? Well, I missed it.
Didn't know it was there.
I didn't know it was there.
Okay.
Now, so that's a simple answer. We committed to this option when we pretty much thought it was the only option.
Okay.
Right. Now, since that time, I'm on the board of New St. Andrews, which is a homeschool friendly college. We've received many homeschooled kids that have gone through. So it's a homeschool friendly thing. Was one of the editors for the Omnibus series, which is a series of texts for homeschoolers, classical homeschoolers. I've done a lot with homeschoolers and for homeschoolers. So
there's a lot of homeschoolers in our community, at our church.
Yes.
Co-ops.
And as a pastor, I've labored to, we have hundreds of school-aged children in our Kirker community, and virtually all of them are in private Christian ed somehow. Homeschooling or Logos or Whitehorse Hall or Jubilee. We've got all these different options. And I'm with all of them, I'm go team. Right? I'm supportive of that. Having said that, if someone said, knowing what you know now, if you were starting over with educating your children, would you homeschool or would you put them in Logos? And I prefer brick and mortar schools.
Okay.
Right. I think that if Nancy and I had homeschooled our children, she has an English lit degree. I've got a philosophy degree and a master's in philosophy. On the humanities side, and we're both lovers of books and stuff, I think we could homeschool effectively in the humanities for quite some time. Math and science, not so much.
And you'd have to call Gordon.
Yeah. Yes.
And then you've got a school.
And then he would teach them to bring home bugs. So you have this. The advantage that brick and mortar schools have is, quite frankly, a division of labor.
Okay.
Because when you've got, let's say you've got 5 kids, and mom has got the brunt of the homeschooling, she's got to teach. When she's got one kid in school and she's got one baby, okay, she's educated and she can do that. But then every year it's another set of lesson plans, and every year she's a first-year teacher of that level. What would you, in a brick and mortar school, if you had Miss Jones, this year you're teaching 3rd grade, next year you're teaching 4th grade, next year you're teaching 5th grade, next year 6th grade.
And also teaching 3rd grade again. And also teaching.
Right. At some point, it's a burnout thing.
Okay.
So the big advantage that brick and mortar schools have is that you find someone who loves Jesus and loves math and loves kids, and they can hone in and drill down. And the parents still have a obligation to be engaged with the education of their children. And Logos is the kind of school that structured itself in such a way as to invite the involvement of parents. So every Christian school has a basic fundamental choice, and both choices can be good depending. Let's say someone wanted to fund a philanthropist wanted to fund a brick and mortar school in the inner city. It would be almost like an orphanage, broken homes, chaotic situation. You are teaching children whose parents are not doing their job, either not doing their job or can't do their job.
Right.
That's one specialty kind of mission school. A school like Logos School is structured in such a way as to cater to parents and serve parents who are doing their job. Okay, who take ownership, who volunteer in the classrooms, who are volunteer coaches, who they're engaged with that sort of thing, and I've seen it work very effectively. And so I'm a big fan of what we do, without any knocks.
Are there any advantages that you see to brick and mortar versus homeschool beyond the division of labor? So it's a different kind of burden on parents. And someone might say, yeah, but now these days there's so many curriculum, and I guess probably, and I don't know if the questioners are thinking in terms of, we got online that can supplement. I know all the humanities, but I can use this one curriculum that'll supplement to get my math and science. Are there any other advantages that you see to schools versus a homeschool?
Yeah.
For the kids?
Yes. And all this is in the context of, if you figure out a good way to do it, then God bless you.
Right.
So, but if I'm making the evaluation, one of the problems with homeschool, I tell Christian parents who are using a brick and mortar school, watch your daughters, guard your daughters. And homeschoolers, I tell them, watch your sons, guard your sons. Because sons in a homeschool are growing up in an environment dominated by women, and it's the woman's realm. And this is all fine when he's in second grade. It's fine for him to be under mom's authority when he's in second grade. When he's in 10th grade, and a foot taller than she is, and he's chafing.
Right. He's wanting to flex. He's trying to figure out what the strength's for.
Correct.
Challenge things, push things.
He needs, as a young man, he needs to get knocked down. Okay. And his sisters aren't going to do it. Mom's not going to do it. The other boys on the football team will do it.
Okay.
They'll knock him down. And there's certain things where the boy needs to get out into the world. And before he gets out into the real world, he has to get out into a semblance of the world to learn how to navigate it. So I tell homeschool parents to watch their sons, guard their sons, make sure your sons get out of the home,
figure out ways to get them to where they're going to get beat up by somebody that's not mom.
Correct. Now, girls, when girls are in a brick and mortar school, girls sometimes develop a loyalty and allegiance to the school. They bond to the institution in ways that they ought to bond to their parents.
Okay.
There's a loyalty shift where the girl doesn't care what mom thinks or what dad thinks, but she just wants to be the student body president because it's all the school.
Okay, so there's an allegiance shift that kind of gets out of order,
right?
Where instead of allegiance first to your family and then to your friends in school and other institutions,
right,
it goes the other way.
Right.
Okay. So just different temptations.
Different temptations.
And so at least whatever you do, they can all be good. Keep your eyes open.
Whatever you do it well.
Okay.
Right.
Good.